In 1975, rock musician Todd Rundgren recorded a song titled Eastern Intrigue, wherein he posed the question, "Will the real God please stand up?" Given the worldwide myriad of deity offerings to choose from, such a question is not only logical, but the finding out of the answer is imperative. Hinduism alone has 300 million gods to choose from. The Bharat religion has 33 million gods and goddesses to suit one's needs. Looking back to ancient Egypt, the pantheon of gods, according to Egyptology, that were born into existence by reason of necessity as well as their procreation one with another, number at least 1,400 to over 2,000 deities of worship. Native American Indian tribes, collectively speaking, have 70-plus deities to bow down one's head to. Within the African nations, there are some 57 gods to deal with. Of course, same goes the story for other worldwide indigenous populations. And what about the gods of civilizations long since dead? Are those deities no longer a matter for concern? To be certain, there are numerous deities worldwide whose identities are the same, and depending upon the country and ethnos of the people, they are known by different names. That being said, there's still more than enough confusion to go around. How's a body to know? And how can anyone possibly keep an accurate inventory of all of the necessary requirements which need to be met in order to satisfy the bidding of the deities in question? It is much too easy and arrogant to slough off such an issue. To pursue the quest for the truth of God is not lunacy. Life, in all its grandeur, is most assuredly much more than what can be empirically measured and observed. But for the invention of the electron microscope, the undeniable existence of microscopic entities such as ribosomes, vacuoles, mitochondria, as well as a whole host of other types of cellular machinery, would be exclusively relegated to the realm of pure imagination. And does anyone honestly believe that man has the capacity to know all that there is to know in regards to the composition of life? I seriously doubt it. There will always be a realm of reality that is scientifically unapproachable for man. To think otherwise, quite honestly, is foolhardy. And so, having said all that, will the real God please stand up? Now, before any legitimate answer can be arrived at, it is important to understand that there are certain criteria which must first be met before any so-called deity can be honestly considered as a true contender for such a title. To begin with, we know that the universe had a beginning. We know that time, space, and matter all had a beginning. We also know that all three of these properties are physical in nature. That is to say, all three of these properties are rooted and grounded in materialism. The reason this is important to know is because all of the aforementioned deities, without exception, are themselves rooted and grounded in materialism. Let me explain. You see, every single one of these deities takes its form in the likeness of humankind, animal kind, insect kind, sea creature kind, or a combination of any two or more of these kinds. Such deities at times may also take their form in the likeness of natural phenomena, as well as planetary bodies, all of which themselves are composed of the created materials of the universe. Now, in order to be a legitimate deity, that is, a legitimate creator, by necessity, such a deity has to be totally independent and beyond all of the created materials of the universe. Therefore, every deity that is worshipped in iconic form, that is, every pagan deity, is automatically disqualified from consideration, because all such deities are rooted, grounded, and composed of the very created materials of the universe. all of which completely coincides with the scientific law of cause and effect, and how it pertains to the act of creation, which is to say, every creation comes into existence by reason of an adequate creator. An adequate creator is always beyond and greater than its creation. Therefore, at the end of the day, every form of idolatrous pagan worship is nothing more than an exercise in futility, and as a result, profits no one whatsoever. Consequently, in regards to every pagan deity, the real God has not yet stood up. This concludes part 1 of this series. I hope you have enjoyed today's presentation. If so, please press the like button and share it with others, especially with young people who most certainly have not been told or taught anything about the true nature of this topic.